So thank you everyone who decided to stay. The first thing you're going to notice is I'm secretly a salesperson, and you're going to see it in my design. Unfortunately, the other people that came here were much better. Now, what I'm going to talk about today is the mistakes on the way to not only your first 500 customers, but also your next 500 customers. I found that through my career of working in startups and tech, and also consulting for a lot of Polish startups, this is one of the most challenging numbers we have, this first 500 especially. But the other thing I want to share with you today as well is the style of the presentation for today. So the first thing to know is I have a lot of slides. So I'm going to go super fast. And I promise that probably what you're going to do is watch this later on stream at about half speed so you can actually understand what I'm saying. But I've got a lot of things that I want to say. The other thing as well is my goal from any presentation is to make sure that you walk away knowing one thing different that you didn't know before. So there's going to be a lot of content, but actually all I want to do is give you a little bit of information that you can use. Now, I'm going to start with the problem. Why am I even on stage talking about this process? It's really, really simple. Why do startups fail? The number one reason why startups fail, and not only startups, we've seen it over the last 12 months as well, that this is affecting more and more businesses as things become more challenging. 38% of startups run out of money. We run out of money. It's simple. We do not have enough revenue. Now, yes, of course, in this category is also startups that run out of funding. Why don't we get funding? Normally, it's because we don't have enough traction. So sales are vital. Sales and revenue and getting your customers through the door is one of the most important things you can do as a founder, especially in Poland when we have amazing, amazing technological experience on the market. We build great products, but we're not always able to get them to market quick enough. Now, why is my presentation called 8 Mistakes? It's because I'm not here today to tell you 8 things you should do, because there is no magic formula to building your business. Every single business builds differently. In Poland, we have some great examples. We've got Stefan at Bulksy, we've got Dog Planner, we've got Zoe, we've got Tidio, who all are growing fantastically through raising rounds and growing international and going on the international market. But we also have great stories like Get Response, Click Meeting, Just Join IT, who are growing through bootstrapping. So there's no way today I can tell you 8 things you should do. What I really want to do is tell you 8 things I want you to question. And I want you, when you go back to your teams, when you go back to your offices, when you go back to focusing on your business after hopefully a really great, valuable Infoshare, these are 8 things that I want you to focus on. The first one, it sounds so simple. Not having a goal is one of the biggest mistakes I've seen when talking to startups and starting to growing companies. What does that mean? It means that when somebody says to me, Mick, you know, I really want to get more customers next year. I really want to go to the US market. And I go, great. How many do you need? How many customers? Is it 5? Is it 50? Is it 500? And many people didn't get the chance to think what they want, because normally founders, in my experience, they break into 2 categories. The first one, what would be a successful year for you? World domination. Number 1, worldwide, we're going to take over the world. And that's great. And I like the drive. Or we get the other side, which is, if my startup can influence one person's life, I'll be so happy. And that's great as well. But this is not your business plan. This is your mission. This is your vision. It's something very different. Why do we need to know what would be a successful year? We need to know the number. So in TRAFFIT, it was 756 new customers this year. Why do I need to know this number? Because it tells me exactly how many leads I need to make it happen. Yeah, we are not just every day throwing stuff at the wall, hoping it's going to stick. We do our best. No, we need to know what's a successful year so we know we're on track or not. I know now at TRAFFIT that I need 19 leads a day to hit my yearly goal. It's that simple. So we want to try to take the emotion out of this decision. The other thing to know is that it's not a problem to focus on your next 500 customers, even if you hope in 10 years you will have 1 million. Because we've got all these great logos on the market that show us that sometimes we start small. Sometimes Uber started just in New York, Airbnb just in San Francisco, Facebook just in colleges. Yeah, we focus, we solve a problem, and we expand. At TRAFFIT, it's no different. What we decided to do is, yes, we want to be #1 ATS worldwide. Wouldn't that be great? However, we're not going to do it tomorrow. So we have to start organizing what do we want to be our best in? How do we grow? So tip number one, please talk and just think if you actually know what will be a successful 12-month period for you. Okay, tip number two, my favorite one. Trying to sell to everyone is one of the biggest mistakes that I see. Because when we try to sell to everyone, we actually end up selling to no one, because when they hit your website, when they see your headline, when they get your first pitch, our potential customers want to feel they are at home. They want to feel they're in the right place. But if you're trying to market to SMBs and enterprises at the same time, you have a very strong chance that none of them are going to feel where they're at the right place, and you're going to lose them. So takeaway question number two that I would like you to consider when you go back to work is, who is your perfect customer? Have you done the research? Have you considered who they could be? Even if everybody can use your product, who is your perfect customer? One example for me was that I want TRAFFIT to be great for ServerKate. And so I spoke to Camu when I joined TRAFFIT, and I was like, why don't you use TRAFFIT? Can you tell me, like, is anything wrong? And he actually said, I thought that TRAFFIT was for freelancers. Now, why did this happen? Because TRAFFIT, if we didn't know internally who was our ideal customer, I can tell you that the market will have no idea. So if you think that everybody thinks they can use your tool, the preconceptions on the market are crazy, yeah? And this is what TRAFFIT's mistakes we used to do. All-in-one tracking system. Who has a trust bar on their website like that with the logos that they have? Anyone? Nobody? Okay. So we did it at TRAFFIT, and we had Brand24, but we also had Randstad, we also had British American Tobacco, all these up and down brands from various different categories. And you know why we did it? Because HubSpot had it. But we forget that HubSpot is appealing to everybody now. We are not, and we have to be more precise about who we want to be for. Right, this is a great one. Ideal customer persona. The amount of times I've been in companies and I've gone marketing, sales, do you know who it is? Yes, I do. Okay, great. Product, IT, do you know who it is? No. This is not a marketing thing. So number three, does everybody in your company know who your ideal customer is? Because what you end up having is sales and marketing building things that are, great and fun. And then you go into IT and they're actually building the real rocket. And you're like, oh my God, we're out of sync. Yeah. And we do practices like this at TRAFFIT, and we check this constantly, which is when we check this, when I first joined TRAFFIT, marketing, we were appealing to the very entry-level people of, oh, what's an ATS? I never heard about it. We were giving all this nice, fun, simple topics. But then you look at the pricing, and the pricing of TRAFFIT was like 500 zlotys. So it wasn't in line with the marketing message we had. So we already get out of sync. We already lose because we confused the messaging. And then finally, our product team were making it possible for you to change the color of a certain part of the dashboard if you want it. Yeah? So we were out of sync. We had different ideal customer personas in our mind in various different parts of the company. That meant our users were getting a disjointed experience. So what we had to do, we had to bring it all together into a specific area. And one thing I can give you an example to do, please consider doing this. Survey your employees. Next week, using Typeform, using whatever, and these are the 4 questions that I love. 1, which country do you feel could benefit from our business next? Where do you think we should go? 2, of which company do you feel we should go for next? And give them 3 types of businesses. At TRAFFIT, we gave them NetGuru, Adecco, Żabka, and one other. And then the 2 I really like. What statement do you think best describes our company? Are we the cheapest, the easiest, or the best? And no company is all 3. But by doing this, you can see where the team members think you are. And then finally, the last question, which is, where do you think we should be? What should we develop into? Should we fill the gap? What does the market need right now? Does it need more easier ones, stronger ones? And see where and how much your internal communication is disjointed, because I promise you, once you get everything in line, if you can get 90% of your employees on the same page, you will move like a rocket ship, much, much faster. Number 4, I told you I was going to move fast. I'm sorry about this. Falling in love with inbound. Oh my God, I've experienced this a lot. We as startups, we love inbound traffic. Oh, someone signed up to get a quote. Someone tested our product. Someone wants to know more information. great. But remember that they can be your biggest distraction. So make sure, ask yourself, are we qualifying inbound leads too? And I'll give you a prime example. This is not about cutting the rubbish at the bottom, like the Gmail, Yahoo's, Hotmail signups when they don't use it. Oh my God, we've got 1,000 of those. This works on the opposite scale. So I'll give you an example of TRAFFIT. We are aiming for middle level market, mid-size SMBs, companies, and so on. So when we get a lead, prime example, the city of the country of Dubai wanted to use TRAFFIT. We're like, wow, holy shit, can't wait to post that on Facebook. That'll make me look good. And then they said, okay, here's a 65-page form that you have to fill in before you can become our provider. And then we want you to come and actually spend 3 days on site to train our team, and I want you to commit to a 24/7 support. And that's where we had to say no, because that would have taken us so far off our path. It would have actually distracted us so much that we would have lost 20 of our normal sales in our normal market. So remember, inbound are great, but you have very little control of where they come from. So it's really important to actually qualify them. Number 5, not talking about problems. My 5th takeaway is to make sure that today, when you go back to your teams, re-qualify what is the biggest problem your ideal customer has. Because I guarantee that if you did this in 2019, it's different in 2021, and it's definitely going to be different today. And why do we need to know this? Who's heard of the aha moment? Anyone? Yeah? Yeah, it's working. So the aha moment. We all believe in marketing, in sales, in growth. This is our holy grail. We want to get people to the website. We want them to become a lead. We want them to experience that aha moment, which is, oh, wow, I didn't know you had this. And then they buy the product. Great. What we are missing here is the pain, the red points, the pain, because aha moments get people in. Solving pains and easing pains consistently over time are what make people stay. I like to call this the oh fuck moment. Yeah. So this, what people really don't remember is that this happens even after they're a customer. Prime example. Oh, we bought TRAFFIT because we really like your customization. Fantastic, great, thanks for that. And then 3 months later, Mick, I have a huge problem that my budget just got cut by 30%. Oh, my aha moment, but look, we have really nice customization. No, they don't give a shit anymore. We have to adapt and solve pains consistently. Because if you only focus on that aha moment, you will have very strong churn. Okay? And how can we do this? You've got lots of different opportunities to ask people what is the problem that they have right now. And if you think, oh my God, I don't have time to go out there and do 20 customer research calls, that's okay. Start a podcast. Interview people, ask them what's the biggest problem they have right now, and then publish it. Become an influencer. Yeah? We don't have to just do this behind closed doors. We can learn all the time. But just remember, if we solve pains, and we solve the one that people have really right now. Like I said, if someone comes to me and says, Mick, I have a problem with budget. I need to really look at how we are benefiting from a revenue perspective from using TRAFFIT. I can't say, but look how shiny it is. I have to change the solution to solve the pain that they have. Yeah, and we have to do this consistently. Okay, number 6. Yeah, under 5 minutes, I'm going to really go much faster. Not providing value first. I love this one. Please go next week, check your first reach out. Check your first message that you send to people on LinkedIn when you're trying to start a communication with a potential lead, and see if you are giving or taking. And giving is not, hey, listen, really like your website. Would you like to have a call? Yeah. I believe that sales, we have our pandemic, which is, can I have a 15-minute call? This is horrible. First of all, it's never 15 minutes. Let's not bullshit each other, yeah? But the second thing is we are asking people to give before we have actually provided value, yeah? Time is a currency. People value time, because I think if you ask me for a 15-minute call, the first thing I want to do is think it's 30, and then I'm going to block out 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after, and I'm not willing to give you that without you showing me why first. So please check if your first reach out and the call to action is, can I have a call? Would you like a demo? Try to give value first. And again, Value can be more than, let me give you an ebook, yeah? Because we all know the ebook's just gonna say that you are awesome inside, yeah? I'm almost 40, I'm pretty broken, I really don't like marketing anymore. But the other thing as well is that value can be just showing that you care, yeah? Hey, listen, I checked out your website. I saw that you got those T2 badges. That's awesome. Congratulations. What I decided to do is I decided to sign up and give you a review after using your trial. Or, hey, listen, I saw your website. I think it's awesome. I've already suggested it to my sales team that they check out. Value. Give value. Show them that you care. Sales mistake number 7, limited to live channels. Please question this in your team. Do you need live interaction to give value to somebody who's a potential lead? Do you need to get them on a call? Yeah, because you probably don't, but you keep asking them to do it. I'll give you a really nice example here that someone wrote out to me and they were like, hey, Mick, congratulations on brand 24. I'm going to actually show it to my marketing team. I was like, tick, he's giving me value. I really like this. Then he was like, Mick, I help chief revenue officers reduce churn. This is what I do. And I'm like, wow, I need that. That's great. And his call to action was, do you have a 15-minute call? I checked the LinkedIn page of this person, and it literally says, I help chief revenue officers reduce churn. So I said, hey, listen, I love it. Great job. However, can you please just give me some more information before we get on a call? Everything else was perfect in this pitch. 2 weeks later, hey, Mick, actually, I looked at Brand 24's website and you're doing everything perfect. I'm like, no, we're not. No, we're not. We have problems. I told you I have a problem with churn. Why did it fall apart? Because I said, I will not take a call yet. Diversify. Think about how we're going to communicate. One of the things I started to do is I said to people, hey, listen, I'd love to have a call, but I'm deaf. Just to see what people did when they were closed off from any more communication. And you know what they did? They said, okay, great. On the call, we can discuss your requirements. I said, this is crazy. We get stuck into these processes. When, on the other hand, when somebody sent me a voice on LinkedIn, a voice note, I loved it because I felt like I was in control. So voice notes, we've got lots of other tools like Bonjoro, we've got Vidyard, where we can send people really personalized, great pitches that they consume on their terms, in their time. Oh, we're getting close. Okay. Number 8, not playing the long game. Ask yourself, is your pitch based on actions or time? And what I mean by that is what we normally tend to do is we say to somebody, hey, listen, would you like to buy our product? And then we set our autoresponder that in 7 days, would you like to buy our product again? Would we like to buy our product again? What I'm really looking for people to understand is that we have way more other values we can take from people other than buying the product. Play the long game, build the relationship, don't burn it. Don't send those 10,000 cold emails, and then when they don't buy, send to a different 10,000 people. Build the relationship and think of all the other values you can take from a communication process. And remember, even building value by having things like interviews and doing market research. Luckily, when we did this at TRAFFIT, 2 of those people out of 9 ended up being a TRAFFIT customer a year later, when we wasn't trying to sell them in the beginning, but we were only trying to take value. Last tip, you get to decide what is a close lost. So that's marketing speak for, you get to decide when you give away a lead. Research shows that it's the 5th reach out. It's the 5th brand builder. It's the 5th communication that actually generates the most amount of engagement with potential leads. So when you send that one email to 10,000 people saying, would you like a 15-minute call? And here's an ebook link. It's not going to work. We need to build. We have to spend time. And remember, yes, we can react to what people say. And by the way, did anyone ever have this message from a customer or a lead? I had it, just me, I'm the asshole. Okay. I found out that when I was communicating with people and we were doing automation over 1,000 or 2,000, when we had a lot of inbound leads, when we started to get emails like this by 2 or 3 people, it was the perfect moment to keep going, not to stop. Do not overreact. Remember what I said in the beginning, selling to everyone is selling to no one. So if one person is offended by your communication, don't throw it all away, because it's very possible that they were not the people you're trying to sell to in the beginning. So 8 topics. As I said, I was speaking very fast. 8 things, not what you should do. What I would like you to do is question them with your team. 8 things I want you to question. Yeah? Do we qualify leads? Are we pitching based on time? Who is our ideal customer? What is their problem today? Thank you very much for that, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.